Right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on the record on the live stream, and the court is calling case number SP 121-89191. The charge is driver's license suspended. This is the date and time for trial. Count 2 of that same ticket is set for pretrial, and the charge is failure to stop and identify self. Mr. Brian Lawrence Drosty, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
Brian Lawrence Drosty.
Thank you. And who's representing Mr. Drosty?
Good morning once again, Your Honor. Tim Malafite on behalf of Mr. Drosty. Your Honor, as you have stated, today is the date and time set for trial in one of these matters. Judge, if the court would quickly look, we had this conversation before Your Honor did come on to the call. I believe that the one that is set for pretrial is actually from the same date, time, and incident and the same officer. So it was set as a pretrial in error. It should also be set as a trial today. Bearing that in mind, Your Honor, we did have a conversation off the record with both Your Honor as well as with Mr. Drosty. Judge, this court's policy obviously is to wait until at least 9:30 to give the officer an opportunity to appear on these matters. Mr. Drosty, if we understand correctly, has a counseling appointment, which is important enough that we want to make sure that he gets to it. In that spirit, Your Honor, what we would like to do is at this time, wait till 9:30, allow if the court would let me to stand in on Mr. Drosty's behalf. If in fact the officer fails to appear, we would be moving to dismiss at that time. However, if the officer does appear, we would be moving for an adjournment. Mr. Drosty is aware of this and does consent to have me do that. Is that accurate, Mr. Drosty?
Correct.
Okay. So Mr. Drosty, what that would mean, sir, is that you would have to call back to the court to see whether the matter has been rescheduled or dismissed without prejudice. Even if we dismiss it, sir, it will be without prejudice. And that means that the people may bring it again. The only reason we would be dismissing it is because the officer failed to appear today. All right. And so you will need to call back sometime later this morning or this afternoon to see whether this has been dismissed or adjourned. All right, that everything's clear? Any questions, Mr. Drosty?
Yes, Your Honor. Do I call the courthouse or do I just log back on Zoom?
Madam Clerk, can you give him our courtroom number so he can call you?
I can, Your Honor. Do you have something to write with, sir?
Actually, I have pen too because I'm going to counseling. I'll remember it.
Well, or you could zoom in at 1 o'clock and I can let
That's
you know.
what I was going to suggest.
There you
That's
go.
probably the wisest thing.
Yeah,
that'd
just
be
zoom
great.
in at 1 o'clock. I'll be on and I can let you know at that time.
Great, because it's a 2-hour intake, so I'll be out of there at 12:15. It'd be great.
That'll
It's
be
also
perfect.
for Miss Garrett. It's for Miss Garrett too there at the courthouse.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you at 1 o'clock.
All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you may disconnect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone?